Cereal time, cereal time, cereal time, whoa.
Do you like gingerbread?
That gingerbread, my man.
Stuffing your face with gingerbread!
What's up, cereal heads? Today we're going to talk about new Gingerbread Toast Crunch. Now, as many of you know, I retired the Cereal Time series a few months ago and stopped making videos here on YouTube. And that still stands. I'm not making a return. But I felt like I had to make a one-off video for this monumental moment, finally getting the Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal. Now, if this is your first encounter with my channel, let me give you some context. I've been clamoring and begging for a gingerbread flavored cereal for over 7 years now. And credit where credit is due, Quaker did give us a Gingerbread Life cereal about 5 years ago, but it was light on spice and flavor and kind of forgettable. The thing I've always pitched is a Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal for the holiday. It's always seemed like a no-brainer, but for the past 8 years or so, my pleas have fallen on deaf ears. But General Mills has finally delivered, and I'm excited to try this stuff. However, before we get into it, let me just go back and show you the receipts for those who might be new here. Here's a clip from my Cereal of the Month pitch I did about 8 years ago.
Finally, in December for Christmas, instead of the sugar cookie flavors, maybe we try a gingerbread toast crunch cereal.
Look at that, I even did a very poorly photoshopped mock-up of what the box could look like. Thankfully, the graphic designers at General Mills did a much better job. But real quick, let's back up in that video and see what I said about October and November.
For October, you could bring back Fruit Brute or Yummy Mummy, or you could start a new monster cereal like Zomberry. Then in November, it's still fall time, people still love pumpkin spice, so let's introduce some pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Interesting. Now remember, this was about 8 years ago. Since then, we've seen pumpkin spice Cheerios hit the shelves and make an annual return every fall. And just this year, General Mills released a new green zombie monster cereal. Now the flavor is caramel apple and not berry, but still, I feel pretty vindicated in my cereal pitches over the years. Who knows, maybe somebody at General Mills stumbled across these Cereal Time videos. But enough patting myself on the back, let's take a look at this new glorious Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal. First off, kudos to the art department for a wonderful holiday-inspired box here. I love this blue background and the snowy winter wonderland vibe. You have a nice gingerbread house here, and then all the crazy squares are bundled up there playing around in the snow. I mean, if you pass this box on the shelf, how are you not gonna grab it? It looks like a fun seasonal treat. And take a look at the back of the box, it's even better. Usually the back of these Cinnamon Toast Crunch boxes features a giant crazy square on the back, no fun games or activities. But this time they brought out the big guns. You can cut out and assemble your own gingerbread house. They have this house here that you can cut and fold, and there's a tree up top that you can assemble, and then 3 crazy squares you can set up around the house. Now, I don't want to cut up this box and ruin it, but I will almost certainly be buying more of these boxes in the coming months. And then I can cut out all the houses and crazy squares and trees and make my own gingerbread winter wonderland village. All right, on to the main attraction now. Let's open up this stuff and take a look. So here's what a bowl of new Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal looks like. You can see the pieces resemble regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a light color and a little sugary dusting. I thought they'd be darker and have that brown molasses color to them, but the flavor is more important than the look. Let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. So my first reaction is there's definitely notes of ginger and molasses in there, and you definitely get that gingerbread flavor coming through. I would say the flavor could be stronger. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely tasty, and if you love gingerbread flavored things, I think you'll really like this. But I like my gingerbread to have that kick, that spice, that warmth to it. And this stuff is just a little lighter on the gingerbread flavor than I was hoping. But at the end of the day, I'm really just nitpicking here. I'm gonna consume boxes and bowls of this stuff over the holiday season. I'm not sure it's gonna unseat Sugar Cookie Toast Crunch as people's favorite Cinnamon Toast Crunch variety for the holiday season, but I kinda hope it does because I want this Gingerbread Toast Crunch to make an annual return every Christmas. And honestly, I'd still love to see a gingerbread flavored Cheerios as well. I've always thought the Toast Crunch family made the most sense for a gingerbread flavored cereal, but that oat recipe of Cheerios is also a really strong contender for packing some of that gingerbread flavor. Who knows, maybe somebody at General Mills is watching these videos and listening to these ideas. And that is a perfect pivot into the final part of this video, my suggestions for future cereals. Now, as I said, Cereal Time is not returning. This is a one-time thing to honor the wonderful Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal that me and Dan at Cerealously.net have been clamoring for years. But I have a few suggestions for other cereals, and maybe if the cereal companies ever made them, I'd be inspired enough to come back and review them. So here they are. I have 6 pitches for new cereals for you. Let's run through them. First, here's one you've probably heard me mention before. Kellogg's has made some Little Debbie cereals, and they've been fine, but for me, the one that's always made the most sense is the Star Crunch Cosmic Cookie. These Little Debbie snacks are cookies coated with caramel, crispy rice, and fudge. Now, since Kellogg's already has Rice Krispies, why not just add some caramel flavor to some Cocoa Krispies and call them Star Crunch Krispies or something? Ideally, you'd make them little clusters like the amazing discontinued use Rice Krispie Treat cereal. But even if you're unwilling to go that far, you could still adapt Cocoa Krispies to this Little Debbie brand and make it a delicious cereal. Next up is another one you've heard me talk about before, and in fact, I even made some custom Cereal Time boxes of this cereal a few years ago for my friends called Graceland. This was an Elvis-inspired peanut butter and banana flavored cereal. I combined peanut butter and banana nut Cheerios, and I even threw some bacon bits in there. But it's a pretty killer flavor combination that would be easy to reproduce. Any of the 4 main cereal companies could take one of their popular peanut butter cereals and just add some banana flavor to it, or even some dried banana bits to it. Personally, I'm leaning towards something like Reese's Puffs. Apparently, they already have an all peanut butter version of Reese's Puffs coming soon, so why not just add some banana flavored puffs to the mix as well? Peanut butter, banana, and chocolate? Who says no to that combination? Now, the next cereal will be another holiday/Christmas themed flavor, and it's not super inventive, but what about an eggnog flavored cereal? Something like Eggnog Cap'n Crunch might be a fun change up from the Christmas Crunch that Cap'n delivers every year with the green and red crunch berries in different shapes. Now, of course, you could always just use eggnog instead of milk when eating your favorite holiday cereals like Sugar Cookie Toast Crunch or Gingerbread Toast Crunch. But I think a cereal actually flavored like eggnog would be an interesting concept. You could always do it as a Cheerios flavor, although if we're talking about new seasonal Cheerios flavors, I prefer they go with my next suggestion, and that would be watermelon Cheerios. Now hear me out. I know you're thinking that's a weird flavor for a cereal, and maybe you're right, but Cheerios does different seasonal fruit flavored varieties. They've done strawberry, banana, coconut, peach. Watermelon is a summer fruit that gets overlooked in the cereal aisle. And maybe you're thinking watermelon and milk don't seem like a great pairing. But if you're from the South, you might be familiar with Cookout Restaurant, one of my favorite fast food chains that started in North Carolina, and they have a seasonal watermelon milkshake that will probably change your mind. They also have like 40 other flavors of milkshakes that you can mix and match. If you've never been there, you should definitely check it out. Anyway, I think watermelon Cheerios would be a bold move. It'd be a surprisingly refreshing and unique flavor choice. All right, 2 more suggestions left before I leave you again. This one is a no-brainer. I'm surprised they haven't tried it yet. Cinnamon Raisin Toast Crunch. Just regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but add some cinnamon sugar dusted raisins to the mix. Cinnamon Raisin Toast is already a thing. Raisins in cereal is already a thing, so it seems like a pretty easy variety to pull off. Now there's a chance that all the raisins would clump together and gather at the bottom of the box, but that's a risk you gotta take. Now this one's easy to recreate if General Mills never comes through. Just add a handful of raisins to your bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you won't regret it. Alright, last suggestion now, and I think this one has real potential. Root beer float cereal. I love root beer, I love root beer floats. There are even some companies that have begun making root beer flavored milk, which is kind of like the leftover milk from your root beer float. For the cereal, you can make little puffs or barrels coated in a root beer flavor. Maybe even add some vanilla flavored marshmallows for the texture and that ice cream flavor. I really think kids and adults would find this intriguing. And look, A&W already paired with Kellogg's to make root beer flavored Pop-Tarts, so it's not that far of a stretch for them. Kellogg's and A&W already have a licensing deal, so why not take it a step further and make a cereal? And if Quaker or General Mills or Post wants to beat them to the punch, there's always Barks Root Beer, Mug Root Beer, Dad's, IBC, plenty of brands to choose from. Okay, well those are all my pitches for new cereals. If any of the companies decide to make them, I will venture back here to YouTube and be sure to review them for you. Otherwise, I'm still posting cereal-related videos on my TikTok and occasionally on Instagram. If you haven't seen this new Gingerbread Toast Crunch cereal on shelves yet, keep your eyes peeled. It should be hitting shelves nationwide in November. And if you like it, please pick up a few boxes. We want General Mills to get some positive reinforcement to continue trying fun new ideas like this. Alright, well that's gonna do it. Have a happy holiday season. Thank you for watching, and until one of my cereal suggestions comes to fruition, stay crunchy. Gingerbread flavored milk? Yes, please.